Hi there, Sammy Voodoo here of Voodoo Slam Submission Hold,
And I'm Mark Slant.
and I, I guess I'm doing part of this, the introduction. Hello, welcome. We are going to be reviewing Raw's 1000th episode.
The thousandth episode, so.
Lots of fanfare and whatnot.
The pageantry, the spectacle, the excitement, the imagination.
WWE's Raw's 1000th.
1,000 episodes. I mean, first things first, right off the bat, congratulations to all the people at WWE. 1,000 episodes of a TV show, no matter what we may say about it, no matter what anybody says about it.
No matter how
1,000
shitty
episodes.
some of the parts of it were.
Yeah, 1,000 episodes. Hats off to you, gentlemen and ladies.
Yeah, that show's been around for about as long as I've been alive.
1993, I believe they said.
So,
Whenever the first episode aired.
something like that.
1993?
When
Yeah.
gas prices were like $1.
$1.11.
I love those like little fun facts that they put. I always think that those are kind of cool.
Yeah, those are great. So they have, this is the 1,000th episode of Raw, a night of legends, a night of up-and-comers,
And a night of disappointments, in my
a
opinion.
night of disappointments. And let's start that right off the bat with who?
DX,
D-Generation X.
which is before my time.
Are you ready? I used to watch DX all the time when I was a kid.
Although it was nice seeing Triple H come out again,
Was it?
for me.
Mm-hmm.
I
Why?
mean, I want to see this whole thing.
Sammy Voodoo's a Triple H fan. This will be reflected in the comments. This will be reflected in your quarterly review.
The thing is that I've only seen him a few times. He seems like a nice dude, I guess.
It's his in-ring persona. He's an asshole in real life.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Oh, he's a huge asshole.
Oh.
He, is the head of creative. Nothing goes through. He decides his segments.
Mhm.
He's the one who improvises everything, and everything has to be his glory. Just like we saw tonight. Who got all the big pops?
It was...
Triple H.
Yeah. I just wanted to know what was going to happen with him and Brock Lesnar, honestly. When I kind of started watching-ish, Brock Lesnar was coming back, and it was this big thing, and I used to watch UFC.
Mm-hmm.
So I knew Brock Lesnar from that. And so I was like, oh, okay, he's involved in WWE. I'm looking forward to seeing what's happening. And, well, yeah. It was another thing of Brock Lesnar loses his marbles, and that's about it.
Yeah, well, whatever. We'll get to that anyway.
Yeah. So DX comes out. Yeah.
And then who
cool.
do we get? So we have D-Generation X come out. Well-known faction, well-known camaraderie of upscale gentlemen.
Very upscale.
And then somebody comes out to interrupt them, as it were. And who other than my main man, Damian Sandow, making his Raw debut. Beautiful to see him on the 1,000th episode. Glorious to see him come out there on live television with that magnificent robe, that magnificent towel, that beautiful beard.
He's a gorgeous man.
He's a gorgeous man.
He's just beautiful.
Just
in every way.
Say magnifique. I love this man.
My hats are off to you, good sir.
Mm-hmm.
And you will look at me and say that I'm a degenerate that needs to be saved. And I will tell you I will gladly be saved.
I will be saved as well. As a member of the unwashed masses myself, I can personally attest to the profound impact that Damian Sandow has had on not only my life, but the lives of everyone around me.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
I've lost a lot of friends.
My sisters, however, do love some Damian Sandow.
Yeah, it's the trunks.
It could be because he wears purple and pink.
They're
but
magnetic.
I think that he's awesome. I love his Jekyll and Hyde thing, but that's for another time when he has a real match.
Yeah, we'll talk about
this.
Him
Was just him getting beaten the shit out of by a bunch of members of DX, basically.
Let's talk about a tag match. So Chris Jericho, Dolph Ziggler, and Alberto Del Rio go off against Rey Mysterio, Sin Cara, and Sheamus. Interesting tag there. 6-man tag to kick off the 1000th episode of Monday Night Raw as the first match. Technically sound, interesting teams, a lot of people that get pops from the crowd. It wasn't too bad of a match. There was definitely some bad blood between Ziggler and Chris Jericho, and that definitely came through in the match. Sammy.
So Ziggler basically turned on Jericho, the whole I'm not gonna tag you thing that I've noticed is kind of becoming popular these days. And Sheamus pretty much was like, fuck this, I'm gonna bro kick my way into winning the match for Mysterio, Sin Cara, and myself. So, Sheamus and Mysterio and Sin Cara won. Tag.
At least he didn't kick Ziggler this week. So the next match after that thrilling tag match for 6-man, we get Jack Swagger versus the Funkasaurus himself, Brodus Clay. When I talk about...
So basically something that I noticed with that match is that first off it was super short. So they're really not giving Jack Swagger the amount of time that you would think they'd start devoting to him. And Funkasaurus was in red, white, and blue when Swagger's supposed to be, the all-American guy. So now I'm wondering if they're going to take that shtick away from him too.
Yeah, what's going on there?
I'm wondering what they're planning on doing with Jack Swagger, because honestly, I'm getting to the point of do something with him or just kick him out, because what is he doing? Seriously.
Losing, jobbing. And then we get right into it. I guess you could call this the 1-hour main event, I suppose, because DX took up so much friggin' television time. We get the wedding. The wedding.
The wedding of the century, in fact.
Wedding of the century. The wedding bells heard around the world. The wedding of one Daniel Bryan to one AJ Lee. Or was it?
It was...
It went about as well as you'd expect any wedding ceremony to go on a professional wrestling program, as in, it didn't go at all.
Mm-hmm.
But we did get Slick. It was nice to see Slick come back with a whole lot of Yardbird promised to him for his services tonight. So let's get this show on the road.
Show certainly got on the road. Turns out that when AJ said yes, she was not in fact saying it to good Sir Daniel Bryan.
No.
She was saying it to Mr. McMahon.
Mr. McMahon comes out. Again, he came out first of the program, but no, he came out again.
And he was like, guess what? You just said yes to my proposition. And what proposition was that, good sir?
Not a marriage proposition, because Vince McMahon is already taken, and let's face it, those grape nuts only can be handled by one person at a time. Grapefruits, excuse me, not grape nuts.
What a Freudian slip on my...
Vince McMahon, he's the genetic jackhammer.
Good friend, probably, AJ has been deemed the new general manager of Raw.
No.
I'm pretty sure I could do a better job of being the GM of Raw. Just saying, I'm not pleased.
Something I have to say about AJ Lee being chosen as the GM. Why? This is the 1000th episode of Monday Night Raw. This is a night of extreme importance. This would be the perfect opportunity to have someone like, say, Stone Cold Steve Austin come back and lead that company into greatness by being the greatest GM we've ever seen since Mick Foley back in the late 90s.
Or Ric Flair.
Or Ric Flair. Ric Flair would be an amazing GM.
Woo!
I would love to see him, but he needs to be managing Ziggler.
True, but still, somebody, somewhere, do something, please, because AJ is going to run Raw right into the ground, which could, of course, be the purpose of her being appointed GM, too.
Mm-hmm.
They might have some sort of plan where she ruins everything even worse.
That's probably it. Well, probably the nice thing is we're probably going to see Raw's ratings get basically higher because that's the thing that's been going. That's the thing that's been rating the highest on Raw, our AJ segments. So hey, let's get this show on the road then. If we're not going to see someone like Stone Cold come back and run the company, let's see what this 90-pound kid can do. So the fiasco happens with the Daniel Bryan wedding, and then who comes down the ramp?
Well, Punk comes down the ramp as Bryan is having his tizzy fit over the fact that he has gotten rejected by his couple times on off again girlfriend. Again. So he's having his tizzy fit. Oh, look in my eyes. What do you see? Starts to play, and lo and behold, Punk comes out.
That song's called Cult of Personality.
I was just doing the lyrics.
By the band Living Color with a U.
Okay. Anyways, back to what's relevant to the topic.
Just saying.
Let's go away for a little bit. So, Bryan and Punk and all of that, basically, the two of them start going back and forth a little bit, and The Rock comes out.
If you smell what The Rock is cooking. It's probably pancakes.
Pancakes or cookies.
The Rock makes his triumphant return to Monday Night Raw to announce that he's going to have a title shot at the Royal Rumble. He's not going to be in the Royal Rumble to be in contention for the title. He's going straight for the title. Doesn't even have to have a match to prepare for it. Come on, guys.
And then it becomes a bickering fest between the three boys.
I'm going to beat you. No, I'm going to beat you.
Best in the world.
It was a big prick-waving dick fight.
And I was just like, boys, put the cocks away. Quit having a sword fight on stage. Put your money where your mouth is and just start friggin' fighting.
If AJ would have done her job as the new GM of Monday Night Raw, she would have taken action right there and said, you three in a triple threat match at the end of the night tonight.
Yeah, no, instead she was just like, I'm gonna go prancing away in my wedding dress because I'm a head case. Even worse than me.
This isn't gonna go well.
It's not.
WWE Universe decided last week that they wanted to see Christian defend his Intercontinental title tonight. Okay, that's fine. Whatever. I like Christian. Do I like him as much as I did Edge? Debatable. But I think Christian's a great guy. He's good with the fans. I can't really knock his wrestling ability. There's nothing really wrong with it. He doesn't really stand out. He kind of steals moves from other people, and the kill switch, honestly, itself is kind of lame. But hey, whatever. Honestly, I like the guy. He was part of Edge and Christian, let's face it. One of the greatest tag teams of all time. So, yeah, there you have it. Bret the Hitman Hart. Bret the Hitman Hart. Wonderful seeing him step in the ring again, this time as the guest ring announcer. Which is okay, nothing wrong with that. Would have liked to have seen him sharpshoot or somebody, but hey, whatever. And he announces The Miz. The Miz is up for his shot at the Intercontinental title. The Miz and Christian, they put on a decent match. It goes both ways. It goes back and forth. They could have made it more pay-per-view-esque, I guess. They could have made it more that way because what we got wasn't really... It just didn't have the oomph that a celebratory night like tonight should have. Miz goes over. Christian goes for kill switch one too many times. Miz hits him with a skull-crushing finale. Goes over. Takes the Intercontinental title. We have a new Intercontinental champion. I'm glad to see this title change. I'm glad to see The Miz with the belt. I hope he has a decent long run with it, and I hope when he passes it to the rightful person.
Quick note about The Miz, I really like this new direction that he's going in. The facial hair, the dark leather jacket thing, the metal stuff. He's got this like dark thing going. I like that, and I like that after such a long time of kind of being out of the picture, he's back in it, and he's also won the IC title. So now he's going to definitely be getting a little bit more screen time. Maybe we'll see some character development. Would be a little bit nice. Just saying.
Triple H comes out again, gets more TV time, again, picks up the microphone, again, and I think I feel triple FC.
Paul Heyman shows up.
Huh? Paul Heyman?
Paul Heyman did in fact show up again.
Alas, someone to save a Triple H segment. Thank you, Paul Heyman.
Representing Brock Lesnar again. And basically what happened was Paul Heyman starts saying stuff to Triple H about how he's a big baby. Brock Lesnar isn't going to fight him. Then Stephanie McMahon comes out and starts to defend her husband and children's honor because apparently Paul Heyman's insults are too much for Triple H to take.
It's a nice cheap pop. Hey, don't mess with my kids. Yeah, I don't want people messing with their kids.
Yeah, so I think it's more of a,
Be a star.
Yeah, probably. Like, oh, he's a bully, bullying can't be tolerated,
Yeah,
blah,
exactly.
blah, blah. So then it becomes insults thrown back and forth until finally Paul Heyman says, you know what? Brock Lesnar is going to fight you. And then Brock Lesnar comes out and starts headbutting Triple H and chaos ensues.
They fight each other, and guess what? Brock Lesnar gets his ass kicked yet again.
And then runs away.
I'm sorry, man. That sucks. First they bring you back, and you throw a hissy fit, and then they send you to Ohio to learn how to wrestle again, and now you're back, and you get your ass kicked again? Dude, tough break. He's probably, no, he's not going to win against his matches with Triple H. But
of course not.
then he's probably going to start a Raw run where he's just going to destroy everyone. I will say this, the match that I do want to see in the future is Brock Lesnar versus Ryback.
That would be pretty nice. Two unstoppable forces.
Exactly, an unstoppable force and an immovable object. I can't deny that as much as I personally don't like Brock Lesnar, I am really starting to like Ryback as a wrestler and as a gimmick. I just like him. I think he's cool.
It would be nice to see him actually go up against somebody.
I hope this match is inevitable. I hope somebody in creative has thought of this because this is a match that I really want to see. Like this video. Like it if you want to see Ryback versus Brock Lesnar in the future. So after this fun little promo, we get a video package about Stone Cold Steve Austin. A video package detailing all his highlights of Monday Night Raw's history. Beer truck, stunning McMahon, hitting him with a bedpan, Rock and Sock Connection, when he came out, he was doing stuff with them. But he couldn't actually show up for the event. They said they were calling in everyone who still had a phone. You can't get Stone Cold Steve Austin to show up. The biggest star that company has ever seen, they can't get him to show up to the 1000th episode of Monday Night Raw. I don't know what's going on. Maybe he has his own personal problems. I'm sure I'll hear about this down below. If anybody else knows what's going on, leave a comment. But I wanted to see Stone Cold Steve Austin tonight, damn it. It's been way too long since I've seen him. I don't care if he wrestles again. I think he'd be a perfect GM. I want to see him come out and cut promos again and just debase everyone and start giving one-finger salutes to the audience. It would be beautiful. It would be exactly the shot in the arm that WWE needs right now because they don't really have too many cards in their hand other than AJ and maybe what they're going to be doing with CM Punk.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, it's okay.
So, Santino and Hornswoggle come out. They're handing out toys, playing up the crowd, doing all that lovely stuff that they tend to do. And what happens?
The Fink! Ladies and gentlemen, Howard Finkel, the greatest announcer in the history of professional wrestling!
I love the Fink. Fink's easily my greatest, the greatest ring announcer of all time. Screw Michael Buffer. Michael Buffer doesn't hold a fucking candle to the Fink.
I just want to say that was a pretty good impression.
Thank you. Thank you.
It might just be my...
I take pride in my Fink impression. Like, it's something I take seriously. When I do an impression of the Fink, it is not to mock. it is to pay tribute to the greatest ring announcer of all time.
The Fink.
Howard
So, Fink comes out and he is announcing Heath Slater. One man band.
He's not announcing Heath Slater. He's announcing who's going to come out to kick the ass of Heath Slater. Heath Slater's just coming out and putting on a little song and dance before he gets his ass handed to him.
So, who is Heath being the victim of?
Okay, now let's talk about this. There's been a trail of legends leading up to this. Like every week, he's been coming out and he's been jobbing the hell out of himself.
And he's been doing this for about like 2 weeks or 2 months now.
A lot of people came back. Psycho Sid, Big Van Vader. It's been awesome. So who comes out on the 1000th episode of Raw? Stone Cold Steve. No Stone Cold Steve Austin. Lita. Great to see her again, but Lita. It was nice to see her come out with the APA, the Acolyte Protection Agency, also before your time. Farouk Bradshaw, JBL, John Bradshaw Layfield, former World Heavyweight Champion. He recently climbed K2 for some charity or something.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. So, yeah, he's an awesome guy all around, so, yeah. Hats off to JBL. JBL, you're a cool dude. I mean, you're all right, man. So when APA comes down to the ring with Lita, Heath Slater tucks tail and runs like the Wendy's girl that he is.
He runs away only to be met
by every single legend that came out and did some moves on Heath Slater ever since this whole thing started.
Doink included. Oh, we get DDP. We get Big Van Vader. We get Roddy Piper. We get Road Warrior Animal. We get Sergeant Slaughter. It's wonderful. It was pretty nice, and then they all chase him back to the ring.
Where Lita gives him a nice quick twist of fate to win the match.
And so then it becomes just kind of a big homage.
I gotta say, like, what started off as me going, Lita? Like, okay, but Lita? Turned into, hey, okay, like, I kind of marked out for this. I kind of marked out for it. It was great seeing all of those guys in the ring at the same time at this point in time. So after some backstage promos and the commercial break, we get the introduction of Kane. Kane comes out for a match. I love Kane. Kane's one of my, he's in my top 10. He's definitely one of my top 10 wrestlers of all time. I'm not sure exactly where he fits in that. Maybe I'll do a video on that later. So when he comes out, we see Jinder Mahal. Jinder Mahal's leading a pack of jobbers. Kurt Hawkins and Tyler Rex, Macho and Hunico. I think there were a couple other people there. I don't really remember. That doesn't matter. What matters is the frickin' dead man himself. The Undertaker. He returns to Monday Night Raw. The Brothers of Destruction reunited again. They get in the ring. They kick the asses of everybody in there. They do a double choke slam on Kurt Hawkins and Hunico. They get double choke slam. Then the finish call comes, and then they get double tombstoned. It was a beautiful sight. A tear ran down my left eye. It was amazing. It was amazing. I want this to come back. I know it's not going to happen. I know we're lucky to see The Undertaker come back and even do any moves at all. But hey, you know what? This was great to see. And the tag team division, if the Brothers of Destruction come back, they could really jolt that and make the tag team titles actually mean something again. How much would you like to see? Who are the tag team champions right now? Who are the tag team champions right now?
I want to say it's Kofi Kingston.
Kofi Kingston and R-Truth. Yeah. How much would you?
How does he not remember that?
Yeah, hit me. How much would you like to see Kofi Kingston and R-Truth just job the shit out of themselves for the Brothers of Destruction? This would be great.
And now the main event. Cena versus Punk.
That was the main event?
That was the most boring piece of shit that I have seen in a long time.
What the hell happened there?
I don't know. I was like, okay, Cena, Punk. back.
Why would you treat the main event of your 1000th episode like a dark match at a house show? You bastards.
I was just like, okay, whatever. This is really effing boring. The referee gets knocked out of the ring. Okay. And then the Big Show comes out.
Big Show comes out and he Big Shows all over the place.
He left a big trail of Big Show.
Just Big Show everywhere.
It was a mess.
Really Big Showed up the place.
But then, then Cena's knocked out. Punk gets the ref, so then, he can claim victory.
Should I pin him? Shouldn't I? Oh.
And then he tries to pin him, but he kicks out. Oh, no. And then
Cena always kicks.
Big Show comes out again and turns it, pretty much disqualifies and turns
Cena wins by disqualification.
Big joke.
Yeah. Doesn't get the title change
Big
over.
Show turns it into a big joke.
Mm-hmm.
And then The Rock comes out.
But then The Rock comes out to save the segment.
The Rock comes out.
Or does he?
And, knocks out the Big Show. Okay?
Great to see that.
And Cena's, knocked out in the corner on the ground. He's just laying on the ground, dead to the world.
Mm-hmm.
So then the Big Show's on the ground. The Rock comes rebounding against the,
Punk's literally cowering in the corner.
Yeah, Punk's cowering. And then he manages to knock out The Rock. And he's just kind of standing there. Carnage.
The Rock hit a spine buster on Big Show, and then he was going for the people's elbow, and then we just get a flying shoulder block from CM Punk out of left field, and then he hits a GTS on The Rock. Could this be the turn heel? Could this be the heel turn that we've been waiting for? Yes.
I'm really looking forward.
Yes.
Okay, Daniel Bryan, cool. Sorry. I'm really looking forward to seeing what they're going to do with this. It would be really nice to see him go back to being a heel. The only problem that I have is that he's a really good wrestler, and I don't want him to become a heel and then start giving him basically squash matches, where he then has to lose to people like John Cena because he's a heel. If he becomes a heel, I want them to continue to show that he actually can wrestle. That would be really nice.
Maybe this would be the chance for them to have a heel that doesn't resort to cheating, necessarily. He'll cheat if he has to, but it would be nice to see a heel that just is a heel because people don't like him, and even though he's actually a good wrestler and can win a match clean.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be nice to see.
Versus having a heel like the Big Show who comes out and just kind of stomps around. I would like to actually see a heel that shows ability.
I would like to see that. I would very much like to see that. I think the only villain that we have, or the only heel that we have in the stable right now that fits that bill is Damian Sandow.
Yeah. And I personally wouldn't count him as a heel because I am a big fan of his character.
Yeah, keep this guy going. Give him a push. Give him a belt.
I mean, the fact that he was on Raw instead of just SmackDown, I think
great.
That's a great sign.
Let's transfer him over. Let's have him on live TV every week. We want to see more of Damian Sandow.
Yes.
More Sandow.
Yes.
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 Yes. Yes. So, final thoughts on the 1000th episode of Monday Night Raw.
It was a lot more boring than what I was expecting.
Just like every single time we tune into Raw every week. Disappointing.
And the fact
Except this was more disappointing on a grander scale.
I mean, they made such a big deal out of it, only for it to be this.
Yeah, this was not the show that I was hoping for.
That and the fact that it was AJ that was appointed as the new G. I found that to be super disappointing. I was like, seriously?
And another thing is, if this is going to be 3 hours now, this is how you kick off the fact that Raw is going to be going 3 hours from now on?
With the main event being one of the most boring matches that I've seen in a very long time. And I've seen some pretty boring matches.
You guys got your work cut out for you. You better start setting up cage matches, or you better start giving us Hell in a Cell on TV or something like that, because...
Don't save all the good stuff for pay-per-view, please, because I will lose interest and I will stop watching.
I wanted to see tonight be a pay-per-view style thing.
Yeah.
A ladder match. Something. Nothing.
Somebody go through a table.
A table
A
match.
chair. Pull out an effing chair for the 1000th episode, please.
Nothing.
I pull out more chairs on a regular basis in everyday life.
Cyndi Lauper smashed a gold record through Heath Slater's face. In this episode, we get nothing.
I'm like, seriously?
That's not right.
So I was disappointed.
Tuning in for Raw 1001 feels like it's going to be a chore. The only reason I'm going to tune in is because I'm curious to see where they go with this AJ Lee as GM angle.
I want to see what they're going to do with Punk.
Punk is definitely interesting. I hope he turns heel. If he turns heel, I will be happy. You will see a happy Mark Slams next week if there's a heel CM Punk.
Support for Sandow.
Support for
As
Sandow,
always.
as always. We love Sandow. Yeah.
I kind of want to know what they're going to do with Heath Slater now that he's not going to have a bunch of people to job to.
Mhm.
I want to see what they're going to do with him besides him losing to Legends.
Yeah. It'll be interesting to see. Hopefully he just gets squashed again.
And we'll see what happens with The Miz now that he has taken the Intercontinental belt.
Yeah. So there's reasons to tune in. Definitely to see The Miz as the new IC champ. I want to see this title reign because I hope it'll be a good one.
We'll see what happens.
Yeah. That's Raw 1000.
Raw 1000. Felt like Raw 5.
And for the Voodoo Slam Submission Hold, I'm Mark Slams.
And I'm Sammy Voodoo.
And until next week.
Oh, God. Pull it back a little bit. Rein yourself back, man.
Submit.
Submit.